Gamertag Radio presents E3 coverage. Hosts Danny Pena, Paris Lilly, and Peter Toledo are direct from the convention center floor.
Good morning, Peter with Gamertag Radio, day 3. It's almost over.
Yeah, it's such a sad thing. I'm hoping that we can just stretch it out. I love talking about the game and
Good.
be with you today.
Well, first and foremost, before we go any further on the interview, we did have this conversation a couple of days ago, but due to technical difficulties, we had to redo it. So once again, introduction, give me your name.
Yeah, my name is Justin Farron. I'm the creative director for Skull and Bones and based out of Ubisoft Singapore.
All right, so I don't know if you remember me from Sunday night. I was the one that was trying to ram everything, and I was doing horribly. But for those that are, uninitiated, don't know what Skull and Bones are, explanation.
Well, our game is set during the twilight of the golden age of piracy. It's a time when piracy has been brought to its knees by the empires, and pirates are looking for a new place to hunt, a new hunting ground, so to speak, and that's the Indian Ocean. It's the largest theater, full of the most riches, but it's also the most dangerous, and your objective is to climb to the top of the food chain and become the pirate that no empire can take down. And you do that by building up your skills, your abilities, building a fleet of pirate ships, recruiting a talented pirate crew, the most ruthless crew you can muster, and then joining your friends and trying to compete against each other season after season.
So I know you guys have a rich history with naval warfare and pirates. Why Skull and Bones now and not previously?
Well, I mean, the fantasy of pirates and playing a pirate is something that's very universal. It's something that resonates in all of us from the time that we're little kids. And, like you said, our expertise at Ubisoft Singapore is very much grounded in naval and grounded in water technology, as well as online, service live games with Ghost Recon Phantoms. So you couple the Assassin's Creed experience with us as building the foundation for our game, for Skull and Bones, and the experience of providing a live game and building a community, it just makes sense.
So obviously we're going to be traversing the oceans and the seas. Is there any land-based activities?
You start every single time you log into the game, you start in your hideout, which is a fully explorable, interactive area where you can meet your crew, you can plan your next objective, customize your ships, both cosmetically and through gameplay, get intel about the state of the world before you set sail, and even visit the taverns and hear shanties and interact with historical and historically inspired characters.
Prior to going out into the seas, you encounter with I want to say he's kind of like a shaman or something like that. Can you talk more about that?
I mean, historically pirates believed and sailors believed in all sorts of mystique, myths, legends, those sort of things. And Taljeet is kind of a window to that. He's a fortune teller. But there's something to his motivations that you kind of learn along the way, that he's trying to encourage you to engage the world by understanding the state of the world. So that means understanding the conflicts between factions, the weather, the way that the ocean's behaving, even the trade routes themselves. And with that knowledge, you can equip yourself better, decide what ship you want to take and how you want to set sail to become more effective once you're in the hunting grounds.
Okay, can you go through? I think the one that we caught was Favorable Winds.
Favorable Winds is a setting that, or a fortune that gives you an opportunity to be more effective as a hunter in the context of the trade routes themselves. So you've got more merchants traveling on stronger winds in those trade routes, and that kind of draws in a competing pirate gang, which is Labuza's gang. So you come face to face with his associates, the guys who are helping terrorize those trade routes, and that's where your initial conflict comes in.
Okay. Throughout my travels on the oceans, and I think I died twice because I'm a horrible pirate captain. Do not jump on my boat. I also started encountering a red boat. Who is that?
Yeah. So our world is reactive and evolving. It's something that the player can, change shape, and the world will react to his actions. And bounty hunters are a good example of that. So, these empires, historically and in our game, they didn't want their cargo, their treasures stolen. They wanted to bring it back to the old world, and they would often employ bounty hunters or corsairs to come after the pirates who were terrorizing their ships. So those are the manifestation of that. So if you were robbing ships from the Portuguese are going to they're not going to stand for that. They're going to call bounty hunters in after you. And you can also use those to your advantage sometimes. I know that I saw some of the guys interacting with those bounty hunters in a way that they would disguise themselves as the Portuguese and then sail along the Portuguese trade routes looking for pirates that were being disruptive. Yeah.
Cool. I didn't even realize that. So you can somewhat masquerade your appearance so that you can keep on going and looting as you choose.
Right. I mean, your identity. The identity, it's been a long week. The identity of your ship is a lot of the extension of your character, what kind of attitude you have. And when people would see a pirate ship, obviously they're terrified. They want to avoid that particular pirate. Well, our pirates can disguise themselves as some of the faction ships to kind of blend in with those factions and give them an advantage when they want to strike an enemy or a competitor. Disguise and being able to kind of use deception is a key part of the pirate fantasy, and it's probably the thing that we've seen people have the most fun with here at E3.
You speak of disguises and appearances. Do you as the player get an opportunity to get customization of your character?
Yes, I mean the characters that you see now are the ones we have in the CG, but every player, when they start the game, they create their own pirate captain. They can customize them to their liking, and along their journey, they can acquire customization items that reflect their preferences to create the pirate that they want to be.
Okay, so I want to go to gameplay. I know there are competitor games of those we will not mention on this show. What sets Skull and Bones apart from them?
Everybody wants to be a pirate. What we're finding is when we deal with the community or we, understand what people are looking for, that this is a fantasy that everybody is really excited to see happen. I have no problem talking about Sea of Thieves and Rare's game. We're big fans of Rare, and the community response to having a new game in Skull and Bones has been tremendous. For us, we're focused on a game that's built around skill, that's built around depth. We want to make sure that we provide a service that lasts for years to come, so people can sail the high seas of Skull and Bones for a very long time. And in order to do that, we're building deep and rich and rewarding systems that create a world where skill determines the outcome. For us, we are very focused on naval combat. We want to be the best ship-to-ship combat game that's ever been made, and the Pirate Fantasy is a perfect wrapper for that.
Ubisoft has been known for providing services post-launch. Is this something that we're going to potentially see with Skull and Bones?
100%. I mean, every single season, because our world is a timeline that moves forward. You start in 1721. Every season kind of inches that historical timeline forward. And chronologically, we want to make sure that people are part of those seasons to be in the mix for the rewards that come with each season. We're going to unlock new regions. The Indian Ocean is a vast and huge canvas for us to help players tell their story. Ships to unlock, new crew members, new weapons, and obviously cosmetics.
Fantastic. And then, we'll wrap this up. When can players expect to finally play Skull and Bones?
Well, aside from being able to be playable here in 2 different demos at E3 2018, you can register for our live phases at skullandbonesgame.com and be part of making the best pirate game that's ever been made. And we launched in 2019 on Xbox One, Xbox X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and Windows PC. Fantastic. Justin, thank you very much. Have a great rest of the show. I know you only got one more day, but thank you. Thanks. Cool.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.